G'day, Aussie Bonsai bloke here, how you going? Today, me and Seth here, we're going to trim this tree. This is a Chinese elm. I've had it on before, but just a brief history. Grown in the ground for 4 years, been a bonsai for about 3 or 4. And today we're just going to give it a bit of a trim back.
Hey, don't forget the weeding.
Weed's pretty good in this.
Yeah, we'll give it a bit of weeding.
Bit of weeding, but there's not too many. It's actually pretty good. I must have done it within the last 2 weeks or week even. It's actually not many. So we're just going to trim it back, give it a bit of a haircut. And these main branches that are left, like look how long this one is. If I stand up.
No, straighten that branch up.
So this is a back branch, look at that. So this is a back branch that I grew to fatten up at the base. It's actually a back branch that starts from the bottom of the tree. So the back branch is actually going to be the lowest branch on the tree. And I'm going to probably cut that off today. I think it's got thick enough. I'll show you that as well. It's only been growing for, I don't know, I'd only say last year's growing season and half, a bit of this one. So probably only 18 months. I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and look at the footage. But all this growth in only 18 months, and I'll show you the size of that branch at the end. We'll trim the tree on hyperlapse, me and Seth, and then at the end of the video, I'll leave these 2 main ones on and just show you that. And we'll probably maybe cut one off, maybe leave one. We'll see. We'll see what we do. Yeah. Anyway, so that's that. So let's get into it. So we're going to hyperlapse now. Me and Seth going to trim on the tree. Beautiful day, Sunday afternoon, 25 degrees, and I'm sucking on the old ton.
And now, it's the ton tree.
Oh, another thing, just before I forget, Phil, my mate that comes to the Adelaide Bonsai Show with me, South Australian Bonsai Show.
Some proper bonsai mix, not crappy stuff.
Yeah, he found it at a local place.
And he gave us 2 bags. He had one sitting on his front seat. So
we got 2 bags off him, so that was good. Cheers, Phil. And now we've got a local source. And this, I'll actually give you a bit of a close-up actually. This is the good stuff. If you can get this stuff.
Here's the other bag.
The quality of this stuff has never ever changed. And it's always been good. It's just been so far away that I haven't been able to get to it. And this shop, this is Serenity Nursery, has not had this in the past. They had some cheap, crappy stuff in the past. But now they've actually got this good stuff in, the Debco. And I'm really happy with that. So, yeah, really happy. So that's a local source. And this stuff, when I repot a tree, I'll show you. But this stuff here is way, way better. So if you can source this stuff, use it for repotting your trees. Obviously, if you make your own soil, that's fine. Keep doing what you're doing if it's working for you. But if you're lazy like me, that's a really great alternative. Right, let's get on to hyperlapse and work on this tree. Cheers. G'day, welcome back. Well, me and Seth finished trimming, haven't we, Seth?
Yeah, but we don't know if we want to trim this branch yet or not.
Yeah, we're still undecided on the 2 big branches, aren't we?
Yeah, the back branch and this front branch right there.
Yep. So I'll just give you a spin of where we're up to. The main tree is trimmed back pretty well. Look how long that branch is. I'll actually...
It's covered in the logo.
Oh god. I'll actually take you right back for this. No, this is what I'll do. In a second we're going to have a close-up of this anyway. But for now... Okay, so what's happened is... This is the front of the tree. And I was trying to decide whether or not to have another low branch down here. Okay, but I think with the shape of the tree, what that'll do, if I let this fatten up in here, it'll actually get rid of some of the movement there by fattening it up here and make it even straighter than it already is. And I think the tree itself will actually go backwards if I was to let that keep growing. So that's a big branch there. Last time, so that one's about a year old and the back one's just over a year. So I'll show you the back one. Now look at the size difference. That's the one that's probably a year old. That one's maybe 18 months, possibly a year, I can't remember. But that one there is huge.
Yeah, this one we're deciding if we want to do small trims or cut the whole thing.
Yeah, I'll just go back. You stand where you are, Seth.
We don't know.
Look how big that branch is. It'd be nearly a 6-foot branch.
And then...
Look at that compared to the tree. What do you reckon, Seth? Massive?
Yeah, and then when we stood back, it was taller than you, and you're 6 foot.
Yeah. And the idea of letting them get long too, just a bit of a tip, that by letting them get long when you're trying to fatten up a branch, what happens, the wind blows this around, and that movement in the branch itself, like that, in the strong wind, actually creates micro tears in here, a bit like a bodybuilder lifting heavy weights. Tears parts of his fibres in his muscles. Same thing happens here. You got that blowing around in the wind, and this makes micro tears in the bark and the cambium and all that stuff, whatever the layers are called. And that is also what helps increase the size of a branch. So if you were to just keep cutting it short and just have a ball on the end, it takes a lot longer to get a fat branch like that. Like probably take 5-6 years if you were to do it short and just grow it all short, but grow it long like that, it's only a year and a half. Now it does sap energy from the rest of the tree. This tree's pretty vigorous anyway, so it's okay, but just keep in mind you are sapping energy from the rest of the tree when you do that. Look at it, just whacks into the sign. Just crazy. So anyway, what we've decided now, if we were to keep this, it takes from the bit of a curve of the trunk there, it'll fatten this up and get rid of some of that curve as well, and I don't think it'll look as good. So you can see up into this trunk, it's actually really cool.
And we might end up trimming this if we do leave it.
Yeah, so where we're going to trim it, Seth, is right back here.
Right, so we're cutting the whole thing.
Yep. Decided we don't want that low branch. It's going to take more than it's going to give. So there we go. And also what it's going to do is then we got some branches down low on the left, and then the branch on the right are higher. So you have the difference in the plane. I'll just get back a bit. So we're going to have lower branches down here, slightly higher up here. So it gives you a difference in the plane of the tree, where the pads are. And just a cool little tree, only 8 years old or something from a cutting. Now the back one. I think we can all safely assume that's fat enough, because some of the branching off the main side trunk are actually thinner now. So the question is, how hard do we cut it back? Okay, so we could...
I reckon we cut it like there, so we still got...
Yeah, I reckon that's a good idea. Look how big it is.
Yeah.
It's
or
crazy.
We could cut it like there.
Quite strong.
Mm.
So, alright, well let's cut it. Let's cut it back to some branching in there. And remember too, after we cut this, it's going to be under the shade of the rest of the canopy. So it's got to try and get back out to the light before it dies. So if you cut it back too hard and then put it in the shade, you might have trouble. So we've got to put the sun on the side of the tree that we cut this branch to give it as much sunlight as possible so that it can grow. And once it gets to the outside of the canopy, it'll be fine. It's just while it's in further, make sure it's facing to the sun, otherwise it could end up dying in there.
Well, I reckon we cut it like there, because then we still have that branch.
Yeah, that's a bit long, because then we got this straight long bit. I reckon your original choice was pretty good. Jesus. Ooh.
That looks like this.
Alright, you hold that branch up, Seth, I'll get back.
Branches.
Look at that. Wave it around. You could toast marshmallows on that beauty.
You could toast heaps. No, do it in a massive fire heap.
Can you imagine how many new trees you could make out of that?
Yeah.
You could cut all the cuttings, because Chinese elm grow almost 100% on cuttings. You could literally, and I think that's what I grew this one from, unless it was a Mitre 10 special, I can't remember. But I did do cuttings as well and put them in the ground. And I couldn't tell you what's what, but you could literally get 100 odd cuttings from that branch and grow 100 trees from that one tree.
We could get all these cuttings here and have heaps and heaps of Chinese elms.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll do one after. We don't know. Maybe do one or two. See how we go.
Or we could do like 5. I
Yeah.
don't know. And we could even use all the cuttings.
Yeah.
But probably not, because that's a lot of cuttings.
So back to the tree.
Just leaving down here.
Okay, so let's spin the tree back to the front. Alright. So give it a spin now, Seth, how it is now. The tree. Please. Yep, a bit faster. This one will just be a quick spin. Okay, cool. So, what we want is this back branch. We want it to fill in behind this trunk a low area here, just to create some more interest with some foliage at the back. So to do that, how it is now, it's almost unbendable. It's so fat. So what we can do is we can either cut it back to here and let it reshoot, or we can try and guide wire it down, but we'd have to try and find a spot to, or put a wire across the pot.
I reckon we guide wire it.
And then we could try really hard to pull it down. And then your branching would start from out there. But then I think the branching's starting from too far out, so let's just cut it. And then we just got to put it in the sun, don't we? So if we start it from out here.
Because we can't leave it in all day or night.
Oh, Jesus. That's so strong.
I don't even got it.
Actually, I've wrecked the bark back a bit too now. What I might do is just ring it there, because... Oh, man. Be a good spot. Be a good spot for buds to shoot from there, and I've wrecked the bark back to there now. But anyway, let's just cut it there. Done. And see where it shoots. So not very pretty.
And the inside looks terrible.
Might even just cut some neat cuts around there just to sort it out. In actual fact, let's get some wood glue out on that, I think.
Yeah. Might as well.
So that it doesn't dry back, because, you know, we really want to get some branching from here. But look at that fat branch now. As fat as my finger.
And
in only 2 years. To some people, 2 years seems like a long time to get a back branch, but you know what? Bonsai's a 40, 50 year project, so what's 2 years? Alright, let's get some glue out, put some glue on that.
we'll go do that.
And then, well, then we're almost done with this tree. We'll give you a spin on the way out. But let's go and do the glue first. When I do the glue, I just use ordinary wood glue. So I'll bring you up close, put you down, put you back on the tripod so you don't shake around, because I'm pretty hopeless with that. And let's go get some glue. Okay guys, so there's the trunk. Here's our branch here that I made a bit of a mozza of, but it's okay because the bark's fine from back where I cut it back to there. Okay.
We got the wood glue after like 5 minutes.
Yeah, we had a bit of trouble finding it, didn't we, Seth?
Yeah. And then we finally found it, and just like always, it's in the shampoo bottle.
Oh yeah, I bought a big one and then I put it in a shampoo bottle wood glue, see? And I couldn't find it because, you know, Dad's got a bad memory.
Yeah, you do.
A really bad memory, and I couldn't find it. So here we go, put some on our fingers. Not pretty.
Just white.
Just cover it there. Dries clear. Drips down a bit, but that's fine, you know, it seals it off perfectly. And then that way, we've got no issues with dieback. Won't die back at all. And because we're in the growing season, it's going to push out buds pretty quick. We'll just maybe try not to put too much back further on the branch, because that could actually stop some back budding because you've glued them in there. Right, so that's the wood glue on. So I think we should try some different camera angles, Seth. And
do you want me to give him a spin?
no, I think we're going to hold the light and do some different camera angles and try and get the tree to look the best, because it is a really nice tree and I really want you guys to see the good structure of it. So that's the wood glue done. We're back to the good old Chinese elm look without the big long branches on it, so that's really cool. So really happy to see it back to its glory. And like I say, it's 8 years from a cutting. Impressive tree for the amount of time, you know. It's not impressive as far as trees go, but it is impressive for only 8 years from a cutting.
Yeah.
So probably 3 years after I started bonsai.
Exactly what's going to happen to some of these cuttings and maybe some of them.
Yeah, we might try some. We could even try this one here. Put it in a pot and grow it.
Looks like a good one.
Yeah, it should grow. Alright, let's grab another beer for this. And just make sure we're both in camera, Seth. It would be rude of me to exclude you from the camera after all the hard work you've done, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and...
That'd be bloody rude of me.
And we don't
What shirt you got on? Tell them about your shirt.
my Minecraft one I got for my birthday.
Nice.
I've got, what, 7 now?
Yeah? 7 Minecraft shirts.
Yeah, and 1 hat, one jacket.
Wow. No pants?
No, I have no pants yet. I'm hoping Mum can find some.
Oh, that's just not good enough, Dad. To not buy your son some pants.
Well, Mum's been trying to find them. It's just because she hasn't been able to find them. When she finds Minecraft stuff, she definitely buys them. If she's got me 7, 1 hat, and then also...
Well, it sounds like you've got plenty anyway.
But let's get back to the video.
Yeah, so that's what I was about to say. You can read my mind. How can you read my mind after 8 years?
Oh no.
How old are you, 8?
Maybe.
I think so.
Well,
That's 8 years of sleepless nights I've had because of you. Just joking, it's been a dream. Been really good. Right, so this is a tree. We're going to give you some good spins on the way out. Seth's going to hold the light in some different positions. Hopefully we can show you good structure, because there is some really nice structure under here. I've been fairly, apart from the wire, there is wire scars. I've been fairly meticulous in only having 2 from each location. as it branches out. There is a few spots with 3, but not many. In winter, I'll sort out the new growth, make sure there's not 3, because it's very hard to sort out new growth to make it only 2, because you can't really see in there. But in winter, beauty with deciduous trees, you can see in there. So, no worries. Cheers for watching, Aussie Bonsai Bloke and Son.
Ooh.
And
right there's a bit of wire.
Yeah, that's right.
The branch down.
Well, that can be cut off. How come I didn't cut that, bro?
I don't know.
That wire's already done its job. I can cut it off.
I was like, are you going to cut this wire off?
It's a guide wire to pull a branch down. Jeez, that was really fat copper, and I just cut it with my snips.
Why?
That's some really heavy copper. That's silly idea. Sammy?
You blunt it.
Yeah, anyway.
With what it's meant to be cut with.
Time for the outro. Please like, share, subscribe. Tell your mates about the channel. Really appreciate all your comments and feedback. Keep sending in the photos, because very soon I'm gonna put up a video of viewer pics and maybe start tacking them on to the end of other videos. I've had quite a few already, which is good. Thanks guys for sending them in. Some really cool trees coming in on the photos, and just send a few more. And that's about it. So cheers for watching. Tell your mates, and we'll give you a good spin on the way out.
Wait, Dad, I have one thing we can tell them.
What?
We finally got my RC running, and after nearly 2 years of just leaving it in the cupboard.
Yeah, it took 2 years, didn't it?
Yeah, until I could finally get you to do it.
And then it only took about a day.
Well, not even that.
Yeah, I'm lazy, aren't I?
Yes.
I'm very lazy.
I said, what if it's easy?
And I said it would be hard, but it was easy.
Yeah, sometimes you're not always right.
That's right. Okay. Give you a spin on the way out. Cheers for watching.
I know the way you push my biscuits. Let's give him some cookies. stop video?
I've already stopped
It's recording. Hey, you're shot. You record. I'll drive. Dad.
it. Okay, keep driving. Okay, hold it flat. Wow. Swearing at Leo.